Ever loved a movie so much you couldn't wait to own it? You tell your friends, your family, your coworkers, just anyone who would listen. Once it's released, you rush over to possess it, excited to relive the experience. But in the end, it only sits and collects dust. This time, I'll be unwrapping them.
Hey, what's up everybody? It's time for another Unwrapped review. Today I'm breaking the chain of horror movies and covering an LGBTQ plus movie that I streamed on Discord for Pride Cinema, which is Hedwig and the Angry Inch. Before I jump into this review, I do want to give a special shout out thank you to my Muddy Cult patrons. Thank you so much. If you want to become a Muddy Cult patron, the link is in the description below. I give exclusive behind the scenes videos, extra little content of unboxings and quick reviews, as well as an opportunity to request things for me to talk about here on my channel or to review on the blog or even watch on Discord, among other little perks. But if you do not want to support me monetarily, you can just do a very easy task of hitting that subscription button below, that subscribe button, make that subscribe button turn gray, and you can see when I post things here on this channel, because sometimes it becomes a little inconsistent. But I try to post on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and sometimes I add an extra video in the week. So, let me tell you about what Hedwig and the Angry Inch is about. This is the story of Hedwig, an ambitious glam rocker who comes to America determined to find fame, fortune, and his other half. Based on the smash hit New York show, Hedwig and the Angry Inch is destined to become the greatest rock musical of our time. So, this is not the first time I've seen this movie. I think I showed this off in one of my Texas Frightmare hauls, even though it's not a horror movie at all, but it's one that I watched a review of by, I think his name is Paul Dugan. I think he might be going under a different name now, but he used to be part of Channel Awesome, and he did a lot of musical movie reviews, and I really enjoyed his take and commentary of it. If I can find it, I'll definitely throw a card up or a link or something to it. But I really enjoyed his breakdown of the movie, especially adding the his music knowledge, which is, I don't know, it's something I don't really look at too often when it comes to movie reviews. Then again, I don't really watch a lot of musicals either, but I do enjoy them from time to time. So when I saw it, I know I mentioned in my haul that I had to find it, and I did find it and watch it. I think it was on TV or something, and so I liked it so much that I wanted to own it, so obviously that's why I have the DVD that I got at Half Price Books booth at Texas Frightmare. So I wanted to push myself to watch it by including it into the Pride Cinema 2022. I do post all of the stuff that we do watch on Discord on my letterbox, so I'll definitely throw my account up there, and you can find the list there. You can see all the neat stuff that we watch. But I wanted to include it because I was like, well, I know this is one that I need to unwrap, that I need to watch, so this will force me to do that and move things along, because I have too many movies to get through to procrastinate on stuff. So let's just get the ball rolling. So my second time watching it almost somewhat felt like the first time, because the gap between when I first saw it and to now is such a large one. It's been several years since I've seen it. I don't even know if I made a review of it or anything. If I did, I'll definitely throw a link in the description to the blog of what my thoughts were the first time I've seen it. But I still quite enjoyed this movie a lot. I feel like it still, holds up in this day and time. I find it interesting that there were two characters that cross-dress, as Hedwig is, very feminine presenting, but he's also trying to find, his whole quest isn't really finding his identity, because he knows who he is, but he just wants to find love, and he has this like whole mindset of like there is another half. And I know there's a lot of people out there that believe that, like, they don't feel like a complete being, they're trying to find like their other half or whatever. I mean, I don't completely believe in that, even though I know I am guilty of using similar jargon of like, oh, I want to find my other half, but it's just more of like, I want to find that person that compliments me and we can like make each other better people. But that's not the topic of this video, obviously, my sad little love life or lack thereof. But that's his whole quest, and I find it really interesting that I guess when he does find somebody, it goes into two different, I don't know, situations, issues with the person that he realizes, like, this is the one. Because the other person has to, I guess, accept that perhaps he is gay and, you know, physically, romantically attracted to Hedwig. But also they're dealing with a situation where he took credit for some music that he wrote and stuff. So I find that interesting that it draws a parallel between like their actual romantic relationship and their relationship as musicians and stuff. And so Hedwig, of course, because it's a musical, expresses a lot of his grief and pain and emotions through songs, and they're all really great songs. I really enjoyed them, and they're performed in different venues and non-venues, I don't know. Because there is one where he's like, oh, let me tell you a story about like my childhood and about this man that I met that I fell in love with, and he's like sitting in a like trash heap with these like women and stuff, which is interesting. But there is another band member in there that is actually a woman, but she is dressed as a man, which I find really interesting. So lots of gender bending. Of course, there's band conflicts, of course, because of course there is. There's always some sort of band conflict with the lead singer and then the rest of the members when it comes to these like little indie bands trying to make it like big, major, even though that's not the main goal of the movie. But it's kind of like, you know, a C plot, B plot, C, whatever letter you want to call it. It's definitely one of the subplots, one of the few little subplots. I know when I first saw it and saw Mr. Michael Pitt, I kind of was just like, I know I groaned, because my first experience with seeing him that I know of is from the Funny Games remake, and oh my gosh, I hated his character. I hated both of those characters. That movie frustrated me to no end, but I really love Funny Games. It's a great movie. You should watch it. The original's also pretty good too. It's directed by the same guy. He did both. They're exactly the same. It's just one's in German and the other one is in English with different actors, but shot for shot the same. I digress. I don't really have a lot to say about this movie other than it's really good if you like musicals and you enjoy a different take on a romantic LGBT trying to build the band up to be famous type of story. Because it does hit some beats that aren't, you know, hit very often, no pun intended. Watching it a second time was very nice. It felt like almost a new movie. There were some things that I remember, and a lot of it, like probably 90% of it, I didn't remember watching it the second time, but it was nice. It was a good feeling, and I enjoyed it, and it was a great journey to go on again, so it definitely has a good rewatchability to it, so that's always a plus. I look forward to waiting a few more years and watching it again, especially if I can watch it with, you know, people that I love, and I know that they will enjoy this type of content, because I know not everybody is into musicals. But I thought this was great. I'm sorry I couldn't give it justice in this review, but definitely check out Paul Dugan's review if you can find it, or if I can find it, or whatever. He does an amazing job breaking this down among other musicals that he has brought to my attention to to watch or just admire in a different way if I've already seen it. I did not watch any of the special features. There's not a lot of them. There's a filmmaker commentary, of course, deleted scenes with filmmaker commentary. Original feature-length documentary, Whether You Like It or Not, the story of Hedwig. Select a song-by-song access to the film, and the theatrical trailer. I have not watched any of the special features, so maybe in the near future I'll go back and I'll probably watch the documentary, most likely. I don't think I would check out any of the other stuff, but I mean, I am somewhat interested in checking out the process of how they put this together, because I believe this was this made in the 90s, I think? Well, this says 2001, so not quite 90s. This is 2001 is when this came out. I'll put a correction if I'm wrong, but it's a fairly short movie. It's an hour and a half, so that's how it should be. Other than that, all the praises it has all over this DVD, because there's a couple quotes on here. I definitely agree. I really do enjoy this. I wouldn't mind actually seeing the play in person. That would be kind of fun. I don't think I don't know, I would probably put it underneath checking out Rocky Horror Picture Show. But yeah, I can say that I'm somewhat of a theater kid. I don't know. Masha has exposed me to watching theatrical stuff, watching plays and stuff, and I enjoy it, so maybe that's something that I can check out at some point, along with Rocky Horror Picture Show, and maybe even Kinky Boots or something. So worth a thought, you know. Anyway, if you have seen Hedwig and the Angry Inch, please let me know in the comment your thoughts. I would love to talk about it more. I'll throw up my rating here, of course. It's pretty much what I rated it on Letterboxd. I most likely still agree that that's what my rating is. I'm sorry I couldn't really say too much about it, but it's just a really enjoyable movie, and I liked it. It has very good set pieces and design, and the journey was still very enjoyable all these years later. So that's it. That's the review. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. Also, while you're there, if you still haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time in another video.